And we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time, talking about all things professional wrestling. Just kind of reflect on what we talked about. We had our AEW Dynamite 250 review. We had my Thursday Night Wrestling preview, which consists of Ring of Honor, also TNA Impact. And then we got done recently talking about Dutch Mantrell's views on what makes a heel and why exactly was the final boss's gimmick of The Rock wasn't exactly, in lack of a better term, the greatest, the best heel. Like The Rock's kind of mentioned within like interviews and stuff like that, being like, I feel like the final boss was the best heel. Like, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, that's cool, dude. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I also got a comment from my man Chuck Cage. Cena's last run would be as a heel would be absolutely dope. I thought about that too. It seemed like a little dorky, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? How badass would it be for him to be like, you know what, this whole time? Because John Cena, numerous amount of times, was approached in the past by WWE creative saying, hey, we should turn you heel. We got to turn you heel. We got to do something different. But the fans just loved Cena so goddamn much. You had, of course, with young fans, with you saw little boys with the hustle, loyalty, and respect, and the talent never give up. You know, like he would have been so hard to hate at that time. But then again, so easy to hate. Hated by the adults, loved by the children, age demographic 18 to age 41, which is your targeted demographic heading toward professional wrestling, kind of caught askew, kind of caught a little conflicted. But just imagine, like, comes back as the doctor of thugonomics. Like that would have been. I thought about that and I was like, dude, how badass would it be if John Cena just came back and he's like, dude, I don't give up. I don't give an F about anything that's right now. I'm going out. I am doing everything I can to win my 17th world championship reign. No one could get in my way. This is my last chance. This is my time to shine. After this, no more John Cena. I feel like that would have been awesome. I feel like that would have been electric. He could be against Cody, Reigns, AJ, Carmelo, Braun, and others. I can see that. I see Cody Rhodes as a WWE champion. I had speculation that maybe Cena wins the Royal Rumble, loses ultimately to Cody Rhodes, but looks at Cody Rhodes and he's like, you know what? My time is up. Your time is now, kid. Roman Reigns, when Roman Reigns comes back, he's going to be so baby faces. Yeah, like it's crazy. AJ Styles, I love AJ Styles. He's also a heel. Carmelo Hayes, heel. Braun Breaker, heel. I would say on SmackDown right now is probably where John Cena ultimately belongs, especially with SmackDown going to the USA Network. And then you have Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw Netflix made demands from WWE to be like, look, for us to kind of play ball, for you guys to broadcast your show on this amazing platform where you could be reached from multiple demographics, multiple countries. We need Roman or Cody Rhodes along with John Cena. I can imagine having John Cena on Netflix. John Cena is a movie star. Absolutely 1,010%. A lot of people, and I know this is from my perspective, when you're surfing things, debating on what to watch on Netflix, you just kind of look at it's kind of look at the pictures. You're gonna be like, oh, you look at the title, you're like, oh, okay, skip. Oh, okay, skip. WWE Raw, Damian Priest, Liv Morgan. Oh, skip. Wait, what was that? Monday Night Raw, John Cena confronts Roman Reigns. Oh, I want to watch that. That's kind of like a no-brainer. That's something that, I feel like that Netflix is going to have within WWE. So yeah, moving on. We are rapidly running out of time. Before we move on, I want to remind you guys to use the tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Shoot me your comments, questions, and concerns. The show's a hell of a lot better with a lot of audience engagement. So we're going to talk about TNA Slammiversary right quick, live from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Saturday. So good thing about TNA Slammiversary is, as you know, it is sold out. It is sold out. A lot of buzz. A lot of buzz. Jordynne Grace hinting at, more collaborations between NXT. Joe Hendry saying that if he wins the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, he will call out John Cena for a match for the TNA World Championship, which would be, oh my God, something that which would be absolutely unheard of. Kind of could be crazy. Then you also have the Rascals from NXT, Charlie Dempsey, just a lot of potential. A lot of crazy stuff can happen on Slammiversary. I definitely feel like there will be something big. Obviously, like I mentioned before, NXT heading toward its own, front, heading toward to the point where they have to stand on their 2 feet, and their collaboration with TNA Impact Wrestling will absolutely prove pivotal, would absolutely be necessary. So I also got another chat from my man Chuck Cage. Does Cena win number 17 at Netflix night one? Ooh, wow, that is that, to be honest, that's good. That's good. I can maybe see him win, maybe a big match. The championship, I'm not too sure on Netflix night one. It would have to be against Damian Priest, because I doubt Roman Reigns makes his return back to Monday Night Raw, because if you think about it, Roman Reigns excluded himself from the draft. Why would he go to WWE SmackDown unless all he wants to do is get that tribal chief? When Roman comes back, I ultimately feel like he'll be like, look, I'm the longest WWE reigning undisputed champion in the world right now. That is not my main issue. I have all the lights. People are throwing me all the flowers in my illustrious career. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get I'm going to, show my family what's what, who's what. So a title against Roman versus The Rock would have been, would be pretty crazy. Obviously, God, that'd be so badass. I would love to see that. But I honestly, kind of feel like it's a little less likely. Kind of sucks. I wish something, especially with their first Netflix. Netflix is demanding Monday Night Raw to be like more of a juggernaut than it needs to be. Now you have the Wyatt Six kind of having that horror film, that eerie feeling of diabolical distress throughout the locker room and stuff like that. You see portrayed on the video screen, you know, is a huge reason why the Wyatt Six did debut on Monday Night Raw. It's going to be interesting to see if Monday Night Raw continues to be 3 hours as well. Obviously, time will tell. So let's talk about with the kickoff show. The kickoff show, we have the Militia, Masha Slamovich and Alicia Edwards teaming up, taking on, defending their TNA Knockout World Tag Team Championships against Spitfire, the former champions Danny Luna and Jody Threat. Danny Luna and Jody Threat, I feel like, are kind of on the verge of like breaking up, which sucks because I really like Spitfire. I wasn't really a huge fan of Slamovich, and also Alicia Edwards, winning the championships. I believe they won them at Against All Odds in Las Vegas. Don't quote me on that. I think they did. No, not Against All Odds. No, damn it. I don't, got to fact check that one. But, I want Danny Luna and Jody Threat. They just seem like such more of a better tandem offense. 1,010%. They seem like they have successful, tag team maneuvers. They, know what each other's thinking. They are great on the mic. They're two young, hungry women superstars. And it just, dude, Jody Threat, Danny Luna, you can't get any better than that. Spitfire, hope they win 1,010%. Next, we have the Digital Media Championship. AJ Francis taking on the Montreal, Quebec native, the French Canadian Frankenstein. You're going to have probably my girl, Stephanie Lander, make her way back. Cheer on her, man, PCO. Like I said, if this goes south for PCO, you can bet that Stephanie Lander is going to be a huge reason why he loses that match. AJ Francis is, a huge presence in the locker room and stuff like that. So be like, oh, the whole time we were just playing you, dog. And poor PCO, the French Canadian native from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, loses in his hometown. Would be absolutely detrimental. Be so sad. So you know what? I'm going to think on the bright side. I think PCO wins this match. I think PCO wins the Digital Media Championship. We have this new reign of darkness over TNA. PCO wins the Digital Media Championship. Next, we have the X Division champion, Mustafa Ali, defending his championship against Speedball Mountain, Mike Bailey, who will be out there with Trent Seven. I like Mike Bailey. I think he's an electric tag team, but I think they should stick to tag team maneuvers. I love Mustafa Ali as a heel, as the X Division champion. So I feel like he's going to win. Right now, you don't really, especially with this new collaboration with TNA. Mustafa Ali was pretty prominent within WWE, heading toward, more of a collaborative. Because you got to bet your ass that when Survivor Series comes around, NXT War Games will feature Team TNA against Team NXT. So I definitely think the champions are going to get together to challenge, and my best pick would probably be Mustafa Ali. So next we have the TNA Knockouts World Champion Jordynne Grace going against Ash by Elegance. Ash by Elegance has been a thorn in the side for Jordynne Grace for the longest time. Jordynne Grace has kind of been cruising, beating people like Tatum Paxley, Izzy Dame from NXT. Now you have Ash by Elegance, who used to be a WWE superstar. I think she's still married to Batista. Don't quote me on that. Batista and Triple H are, still kind of close, despite, their fallout and stuff like that. But ultimately, I feel like Jordynne Grace is going to retain. I feel like at this point in time, there's not really any rush of her losing her TNA Knockouts World Championship, unless it's against a total shocker, total crazy. But she did in an interview say that nobody does it better. Nobody does a collaboration better. Nobody does the shock factor better than TNA collaborating with NXT. So, something big could happen. I ultimately thought, and I thought this for the longest time, that, Natalia's contract recently got renewed. She re-signed a contract with WWE within the last couple of weeks. And I thought she was going to take on Jordynne Grace because she hinted at, taking on Jordynne Grace via Twitter or /X, however you like to call it, Elon Musk. But ultimately, I feel like it'd be awesome because if you have Natalya come out on TNA, you hear the Hart Foundation, or like, I'd be like, that's Bret Hart. That's Owen Hart. That's Jinder Mahal Hart. That's Davey Boy Smith. A lot of great superstars under the Hart family. And if she comes out to challenge Jordynne Grace, that'd be amazing. That'd be absolutely 1,010% pretty kick ass. So, next we have the TNA. We have the main event. We have the TNA World Heavyweight Championship match. 6-man elimination. We have Moose, the defending champion, against Josh Alexander, Nic Nemeth, Steve Maclin, Frankie Kazarian, and Joe Hendry. Going off by them one by one. I think eliminated number one. I think we're going to see Steve Maclin eliminated at number 2. We're going to see Josh Alexander at number 3. We're going to see Frankie Kazarian at number 4 being eliminated. Gotta be honest, I see Nic Nemeth. Nic Nemeth had a shot at Moose. You're going to see a one-on-one match between TNA's World Heavyweight Champion. You're going to see Joe Hendry. Say his name, man. He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. You're going to see these two guys kind of go at it. You have Joe Hendry taking on Moose for the first time. Well, not for the first time. Obviously, they did have that tag team match where freaking Frankie Kazarian had to mess it up. Damn you, Frankie Kazarian. Screwed it up. Damn you. No, I'm just kidding. But ultimately, Joe Hendry said that if he wins the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, he's going to call out John Cena. Would be pretty crazy. Would be pretty interesting. Will it happen? No. Overall, I think Moose will retain the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Sad but true. Little Metallica. I don't know if you guys are down with the Metallica, but yeah, not to brag. I'm just kidding. No, moving on. So next we have our fifth and final segment. Got to wrap it up. We have my boy Amarin talking about all the hottest thing in sports, all the hottest thing in soccer. So make sure you tune into that. But before we move on, you're still stuck with me for at least another 10 minutes. We're going to talk about our Thursday Superstar Spotlight of the Week, Big E. So hey, do not go anywhere.